Welcome back to Season 4 of Age of Empires 4. And we're here, back with another casted game, and we're here on Mountain Clearing with two of the civilizations that have been massively changed this season. The English and the Rus. So spawning here in the left-hand side of the map, in the color blue, it's Angel of the Morning, which is a Muslim Smurf, or it might be his main account that he's just renamed, but either way, it is Muslim. And his opponent's day is going to be Salami. So both of these civilizations have obviously had a lot of changes when it comes to their Age 2 landmarks. The Kremlin for the Rus and both landmarks for the English. So the Council Hall and the Abbey of the Kings. We're going to have to see which landmark that the Muslim looks to pick today. But we are on Mountain Clearing, and obviously this is a very small map. Sacred Site going to be, you know, priority. So maybe Longbow is going to be the call here, because it's quite hard to get off raids on this map, and that's what the King's kind of perfect for. But, you know, it's kind of hard to get around your opponent's base when you've got big forests like this poking out. But interesting choice from Salami here, going for the Rus on Mountain Clearing. I mean, the first thing we sort of notice on this map is that there's barely any food. I mean, we got two little hunts here, and then one big hunt in your main base, which, I mean, the Muslim's gonna have picked up that hunt right there. So that sort of just leaves Salami with maybe 10, if he's lucky, 13 deer at max. So definitely an interesting pick here, and also something I'd like to note up here, going for a double hunting cabin opening. But this is a huge error from Salami. We see here the little radius on the hunting cabin, they overlap with each other. And this is exactly what you do not want when you're playing as the Rus, because now neither of these hunting cabins provide gold. And we can see there, well, now there's gold income, but that's from the deer, but no gold income from the hunting cabin right there. So that's 200 wood wasted, completely wasted right there. And that's a real feels bad for Salami. Luckily, he does still have enough gold to age up, but barely. I mean, at this point, you'd want to delete this hunting cabin. It feels really bad, but to get this other one working, you need to delete one. But on the other side of the map, we do have the Muslim. He's going to be aging up with the Council Hall. Interesting to see right there. And it makes sense. I mean, you want the longbow. The King, I don't think, is a huge bonus on this map. But this is what I expected from Salami. Okay, he's going to be doing it. The Kremlin, 7 villagers being pulled here for the Kremlin on this central sacred site. This is the only sacred site on this map, which means if you capture this up and hold it for 10 minutes, you will win the game. Salami needs to be careful of the boar pull. As the changes from the pop have been reverted, which means the boar will still target to the nearest entity, basically. So if the Muslim can pull this boar over to these villagers, he might be able to cause a little bit of an issue for Salami, but he's already on top of it. He's using his scout to just lure it away. Really smart move there by Salami, keeping these scouts nearby, and that does mean he should be able to get up this landmark without an issue. But the Muslim's trying his best here to try and pull them over to the villagers, but Salami's just on a next level here when it comes to boar micro. And he's able to keep them away, or keep it away from them. But that doesn't mean Salami's base is going to be a little bit exposed, and we see he does notice with the hunting cabins and did delete that hunting cabin. So that's unfortunate for him, but he's going to be trickling that 27 gold a minute. But, you know, that's 100 wood wasted, and you could have been trickling in 27 gold a minute for like the last 4 minutes. So you've effectively lost out on 100 wood, 100 gold at this point in time, and you'll be losing more and more gold over time as well. So it's definitely feels bad, but the Muslim now is going to be up as well. I'm sure we'll see Longbow in the queue as well, as Salami has gone out onto the boar here. But Longbow should be able to outrange the Kremlin here. We're going to have to see, though. But the Kremlin's had quite a few changes. I'm sure you've seen a video on the new Kremlin, but basically their militia have been changed slightly since the last pop, and it's now a ticket-based system, like it is with the Golden Gate. So you build up these tickets and then you can keep calling the militia. So it instantly summons 2 militia to the capital town center. Militia have an 80-second lifespan and can be called every minute. So if you stack up enough of these till, like, you know, if you wait an hour, you can call like 120 of these guys. If you, well, granted, if you got enough food and enough population room. But these guys have insane torch damage, and I think we could see some landmark sniping with this, with the use of these militia. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm not sure we'll be seeing it this game. I mean, up against the English, it's quite hard to do. But also, a lot of the game is set in the early stages of the game, mainly because of this sacred site. But it looks like the Muslim isn't looking to put any pressure on to these villagers here on the Kremlin. He has made some longbow, though. 3 of them currently sit in the back of the base. Very interesting to see that he's not even looking to put any sort of pressure on. But the Muslim at the moment making a little bit of a farm transition, grabbing in his wheelbarrow as well. It looks like he might be wanting to go for a bit of a fast castle here. Or a fast-ish castle. He has made some longbow, so it'd technically be a semi-fast castle. But we see 3 tickets have built up for Salami so far. So that means he can call 6 militia if he wants. Right now it cost him 120 food. It looks like Salami's wanting to possibly go for a bit of a castle age as well. I mean, he's got no production down at the moment. He doesn't have any gold income though. So I'm not sure how he's going to be getting that gold. I think his plan was to make some more of it with these hunting cabins. But obviously, you're playing it risky there, Salami. You're playing it risky. I think you're good though. But you're got to really be careful of this this hitbox. But I think his plan was to have more gold in the bank at this point in time because of that early hunting cabin. But unfortunately for him, he did make that little bit of an early game mistake. Wooden Fortress going to get dropped down here as well. The Muslim, not far off aging up now. And Salami's, he's going to be struggling a little bit when it comes to the gold. So I'm not sure if he's going to be moving villagers out onto here. Oh, he's just going to be going for a market. Okay. Interesting to see. I mean, do you not just want to put a few villagers onto gold instead? But interesting to see. He's going to be selling, I'd assume, food, unless he builds up enough wood. We can see there, at the moment, he'll be selling 100 food for 70 gold. Yeah, he's indeed going to be selling that food. Can always sell some wood now as well. But the Muslim going to be aging up now as well, with the King's Palace. This landmark has been slightly buffed. Now has double the amount of HP than it did before. So up from 2,500 to 5,000. Or up from 2,500 now at 5,000. And Salami going to be going for the high trade house here. So he's made a nice little gap here for it. We're going to have to see how much he gives him though. He's not going to be on a very high bounty. I mean, yeah, he'll be on tier 1 bounty. No way he's past that. So this isn't going to be making him that much money, that much gold. Scout does get taken out there though. I'm surprised not to see the Abbey of the Trinity, I'll be honest. I mean, Abbey of the Trinity, you get out that super early warrior monk, capture up that sacred site, bring in these 3 relics. We can see there 230. Okay, that's pretty decent. Yeah, this is a very, very dense forest. And I mean, you do slowly get that trickle of deer, which I believe has been nerfed since the pop, but still buffed from the last patch. So he will still be getting that deer, that little trickle of deer. So that means if this does go late game, this will be providing even more gold for him. But Monastery does get dropped down now. And this is where Salami is going to be wanting to capture up that sacred site, bring in the relics. So I do actually think the high trade house was actually a good call here. I was not expecting the gold income to be that high. That is absolutely crazy stuff right there. And it looks like Salami's doing a little bit of market trading for a little bit of stone right there. I think he's wanting to get in that sprinkled emplacement. But we see the Muslim also going to be bringing in some relics. He's got 2 of them pretty much in base right here. But the other 3 should be going over to Salami. That first warrior monk is coming out, going to be picking up that relic. And now we have militia coming in. A couple I think he accidentally tried to queue up the sprinkled emplacement, but called militia. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah, he's still got 6 tickets, so I think that was a little bit of a misclick. But Salami can still use them for a little bit of an advantage, you know, idle the Muslim for a little bit. Only cost him 40 food for that. And now we see Salami is going to be capturing up that sacred site. So 10-minute timer is going to start as soon as this is fully captured up. And now, yeah, there we see the militia going to be running in here. Going to be causing just the slightest bit of idle time here. But the Muslim already has longbow out, so yeah, not going to be causing too much of a problem for him right there. But sprinkled emplacements through on that Kremlin right there. Double barracks going to get dropped down as well. And there it is, 10 minutes on the clock starts now. Now, Kremlin, barracks are an interesting choice here. Usually, when we see someone go for a sacred site victory, it's usually a lot of crossbow and sprinkleds, and usually maybe some men-at-arms as well mixed in, just for a nice front line. But in this case, if you're Salami, your front line could just be these militia. When the Muslim does his big push, you know, call your militia. And you're also up against lots of longbow as well, so I think it is going to be men-at-arms. Yeah, it is going to be men-at-arms from Salami. And Salami's doing so much market trading right here. He does not want to move out onto this gold vein. He's adamant. He's adamant against it. Instead, just trading away his wood. Barracks, blacksmith going to get dropped down now as well. All 3 relics in for Salami. And we see the Muslim. He's building up some rams. Wants to take out this Kremlin, but interestingly for him, doesn't have any anti-cav whatsoever. But he can use his council hall now to make crossbowmen. And this is one of the big changes for the English coming to Season 4. And that is crossbowmen, hand cannoneers. All of their upgrades can now be trained from the council hall, which before it was just longbow. Just longbow. So that's going to be really nice for the Muslim right there, not having to invest into any archery ranges. Going to be dropping down a siege workshop there as well. Salami going to be running his units out, trying to take out that battering ram. We got horse archers coming out of Salami here as well. He does have Iron Undermesh in, as well as Boyard's Fortitude, and this is another upgrade that has been buffed for the Rus. We're going to have to see how much HP that they've got, but we also have Iron Undermesh still coming in, yeah, so Salami can't really fight underneath those longbow quite yet, especially as they've got +2 ranged attack in as well. But we can see there, +30 HP for the horse archers right there. I believe it used to just be +20. But wedged rivets is a very important upgrade for Salami to get. I mean, we can see at the moment all that the Muslim has are these ranged units. So this is a very important upgrade to grab if you're a Salami. But we see 9 tickets have been built up for Salami. So you got to remember, he can still call these at any time as long as he's got enough food and population room. You know, that he's now got 10. So that's 20 of these guys. And these units aren't just your regular old spearmen. These guys are very, very tanky units. But honestly, you're not going to find a lot of value with them up against what the Muslims got at the moment. And now we've got a trebuchet out and 2 rams trying to focus down this Kremlin. That sacred site is going to start to be captured up. Sprinkled out for the Muslim as well. Got 1 sprinkled out from Salami as well. So we're going to have to see who has the better micro right here. But Salami's got a second one in the queue already. But at the same point, the Muslim does as well. Got 8 units sitting in this Kremlin right now. We can't actually see what units they are. But that first ram does go down. 2 Springalds. Able to do quite a bit of damage here onto that battering ram. But we see behind this, the Muslims villager lead really starting to accelerate now. He's up by 20 villagers. And playing the English, you do not want to go up against these guys in the late game. So that's why Salami's fully investing in this sacred site. And we see he's only 5 minutes, 50 seconds away. He still has a way to go. And honestly, horse archers, I don't understand Salami's choice here for horse archers. Like, everything that the Muslim has right here counters that. Longbow, crossbow, both counter the horse archer. And horse archer, you don't need mobility if you're Salami. You need tanky units that can sit on this sacred site. So I'm very surprised by this choice from Salami. He's now grabbing his tier 2 balanced projectiles upgrade. Still yet to get wedge rivets though. Springal's going to be moving forward. Salami now being a Springled up will be able to take effective fights here with when it comes to Springles. And he's going to be able to pick off the first Springled there of the Muslim. Less than 5 minutes left on the clock. We've got a double siege workshop coming through for the Muslim now. Going to be researching the greased axles upgrade as well. Double trebuchet, able to do a lot of damage here onto the Kremlin. Salami's going to have to do something about these trebuchets. Does still have the Springled advantage. He's up by 2. But we see the Muslim is about to get another one in here as well. Ram gets taken out. And Salami's just got to buy as much time as possible. So I'm very surprised to not see him pushing forwards with these Springalds. Trying to just... I mean, even if you unpacked these trebuchets and move them back a little bit and then move them forwards, every second you can buy where trebuchets aren't focusing down this Kremlin is value for Salami. And Mangana out for him as well. And I think this is where we'll see him start to push forwards. But we already see the Muslim is about to overtake the Springle count of Salami. Salami's on 4. The Muslim's on 3. And he's got another 2 coming out of the siege workshop. So Salami's kind of lost his opportunity here to push forwards without having any more Springalds. We see he's still producing more. But he definitely needs a second siege workshop. Salami's still expanding out with these hunting cabins. Look at the amount of gold these guys are getting. Crazy, crazy stuff right there. I mean, these are like half a relic each. Pretty bonkers if you think about it. And Salami's completely reliant on those at the moment. 1,000 gold a minute just from that. But we see here, the Muslims. Oh, perfect micro coming through from the Muslim right there. Able to take out all of Salami's Springalds and still keeping 3 of his own alive. I'm sure we'll be having villagers being pulled now to repair these guys up. Yeah, there we go. But this is a problem for Salami. He doesn't have... You know, horse archers aren't the best units here to be making up against what Salami's got. If these guys were, let's say, horsemen... Horseman counters everything that the Muslim has here. I mean, sure, he's got a couple of spearmen in here now as well, but he didn't before. And now your Kremlin's going to be going down. You've got 8 villagers here repairing this landmark up, but 2 trebuchets is going to be able to take it out in time. More villagers being pulled now for Salami. He wants to keep this landmark alive. Question is, can he keep it alive, though? 3 trebuchets here, just able to do so much damage. And now this is where Salami needs to push forward. But the landmark's gone down. Mangonel going to be focusing down the spearman. Needs to get onto the back line. Needs to start to focus down these crossbows, because these men-at-arms are just going to get absolutely slaughtered. Horse archers here as well, able to do some decent damage versus the spearman. But apart from that, they're going to get absolutely massacred by the mangonel, the longbow, and the crossbowman. And, it's, you know, the Muslims got all of these units just from the council hall. This is the power of the new council hall with being able to produce these crossbow and longbowmen from the same production building. Salami's done some good micro, though, with his Springalds, though. But these horse archers just brought no value right there. If they were horsemen, he would have found so much more value on top of this unit mass. And Salami's trying his best. He's got 1 minute 20 seconds left on the sacred clock. He's trying to get up the Kremlin, but it's still down. And even if it was up, trebuchets will be taking it down very shortly. And he can't call the militia. He needed to have called these earlier on. If he had a mass of 20 of these guys right now, he would be looking so much better. But look at this. How many? We got 31 villagers here for the Muslim. And all of the villagers for Salami here as well. But Double Mangonel are going to be taking all of those villagers out. And the Muslim is going to be able to capture up that sacred site. The Muslim takes the win. And Salami taps out. What a crazy game we had right there. The Muslim really showcasing the power of the council hall right there. Not having to invest into any archery ranges. And just, you know, producing everything out of this one production building. Well, if you did enjoy this game, please do feel free to leave a like. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.